My name is Olivia, and I'm 32 years old. As a single mom and ER nurse, I thought I could count on my parents to help with my son. Then came that Wednesday call during my shift. "I couldn't watch your kid anymore unless you pay me extra," my mom said coldly. My hands shook as patients waited. 5 years of supporting them financially, and now this betrayal when I needed them most. Little did I know this would change everything. Before we dive into what happened next, let me know where you're watching from in the comments. Hit that subscribe button if you've ever had to make tough choices with family, and stay with me to see how I finally stood up for myself and my son. My life these days revolves around two things: my job as an emergency room nurse and my son Noah. At 5 years old, he's the brightest light in my world, with curious brown eyes and questions about everything. Working 12-hour shifts at Memorial Hospital means our schedule is always a delicate balancing act. The emergency room is chronically understaffed, and we're constantly juggling multiple critical patients at once. Just last month, we lost 2 nurses to burnout, adding even more pressure to those of us remaining. Our apartment is small but cozy, a 2-bedroom unit in a decent neighborhood that stretches my budget to the absolute limit. Noah's room has dinosaur decals on the walls and a small desk where he practices writing his name. The kitchen doubles as my home office when I need to catch up on paperwork. Every month is a financial tightrope walk, but I've always made it work somehow. Noah has asthma that flares up during weather changes or when he catches a cold, which seems to happen more often than with other kids. His medications are expensive even with insurance, and I keep emergency inhalers stashed everywhere: my purse, his backpack, the car, my locker at work. His pediatrician, Dr. Watkins has been wonderful sometimes, slipping us free samples when she can tell we're struggling. Despite the challenges, I try to create small moments of joy for us. Sunday morning pancakes shaped like animals. Bedtime stories where we take turns making up adventures. Park visits when the weather is good and my schedule allows. These tiny pockets of normalcy feel precious amid the constant hustle. My parents live across town in the house where I grew up. It's a modest 3-bedroom ranch that's seen better days with faded siding and a garden my mother once took pride in but has since neglected. Growing up, there wasn't always easy. My mother, Sandra, had strong opinions about everything from my clothes to my friends to my future. Nothing I did ever quite measured up to her standards. When I brought home a B+ on a test, she would ask why it wasn't an A. When I won second place in a school competition, she would point out the girl who came in first. My father, Robert, is her complete opposite. Soft-spoken and gentle, he would slip me encouraging notes in my lunchbox or wink at me across the dinner table when Mom went on one of her tirades. But he never stood up to her, not once in all those years. He worked as an accountant at a small firm, coming home tired, but always finding energy to ask about my day. Mom worked part-time at a department store, though she frequently called in sick when she needed a mental health day. The household dynamic was always tense, with Mom holding the emotional power and Dad trying to keep the peace. When I decided to become a nurse instead of a doctor, which had been Mom's ambition for me, she didn't speak to me for 2 weeks. Dad would relay messages between us at the dinner table, looking increasingly worn down by his role as mediator. I moved out at 19 to attend nursing school, working nights at a diner to make rent. Those years were exhausting, but freeing. For the first time, I could breathe without feeling judged. I dated Jason during my second year of nursing school. He was charming, studying business, and talked about our future together. When I got pregnant after dating for 8 months, he disappeared within 2 weeks. His last text message: "Not ready for this, sorry." I haven't heard from him since, and he's never met Noah. My financial relationship with my parents took a turn when they started having money troubles 4 years ago. Dad's company downsized, cutting his hours, while Mom developed arthritis that made working retail more difficult. They fell behind on their mortgage payments. Despite my own tight budget, I loaned them money to avoid foreclosure, first $2,000, then another $3,500 6 months later. They never paid any of it back, always with a new excuse about unexpected expenses. Eventually, I started sending them $600 monthly to help with their rent after they sold the house. It strained my finances tremendously, but they promised it would be temporary. In exchange, Mom agreed to watch Noah 3 days a week when I worked day shifts, saving me the $350 weekly childcare costs. Dad seemed genuinely happy to spend time with his grandson, teaching him how to build with Legos and reading the same dinosaur books over and over. Noah adores his grandfather, following him around and mimicking his gestures. Their relationship has been one bright spot in this complicated family dynamic. With my mother, Noah is more reserved, careful not to make messes or be too loud. Even at 5, he seems to sense her critical nature. My paycheck as an ER nurse is decent, about $4,200 monthly after taxes. But between rent, $1,500, utilities, $300, car payment, $325, student loans, $450, Noah's preschool for 2 days a week, $600 groceries, $500, and the money I send my parents, $600, there's barely anything left for savings or emergencies. I pick up extra shifts when possible, but that means more time away from Noah, which breaks my heart. Every time I miss bedtime, I leave him a voice message so he can hear me say goodnight. Finding reliable childcare has been an ongoing struggle. Before my parents stepped in, I tried 3 different daycare centers, but the hours never aligned with my shifting schedule. Private sitters canceled last minute or charged extra for late pickups. Another single mom at the hospital and I tried coordinating opposite shifts to help each other, but her transfer to another department ended that arrangement. When my mother offered to help, it seemed like the perfect solution until it wasn't. The day everything changed started like many others. I arrived at the hospital for my 7 a.m. shift after dropping Noah at my parents' house at 6:30. The emergency department was already packed. A multi-car accident on the highway had brought in 6 patients, 2 in critical condition. By mid-morning, we were also dealing with a potential heart attack, a child with a high fever and seizures, and an elderly man who had fallen and couldn't move his left side. Dr. Ramirez, the attending physician, was barking orders faster than we could execute them. "Olivia, we need those labs for bed 3 stat, and where are the CT results for the MVA patient?" Sweat beaded at my temples as I ran between patients drawing blood, administering medications, documenting everything. I hadn't even had time for water, let alone breakfast. At 11:43 a.m., my phone vibrated in my pocket. Hospital policy prohibits personal calls during shifts unless it's an emergency, but seeing my mother's number, I worried something might be wrong with Noah. I quickly stepped into the medication room for privacy. "Mom, is everything okay? Is Noah all right?" The words tumbled out in a rush. "Noah's fine," she replied, her voice unusually curt. "But I need to tell you I can't watch him today. You'll have to make other arrangements." The medication room seemed to tilt slightly. "What?" "But I'm in the middle of my shift. We have multiple critical patients. What's going on?" "Something came up. I have an appointment I forgot about." Her tone was flat rehearsed. "Mom, please. I can't just leave work right now. Can't your appointment wait? Or can Dad watch him until I'm off?" A pause. "Your father isn't available either. And no, my appointment can't wait." My mind raced through possibilities, ask another nurse to cover call in a favor from a neighbor. But we were already understaffed, and my neighbors all worked day jobs. "Mom, I'm begging you, just for a few more hours until my shift ends at 3. Desperation crept into my voice. Another pause, longer this time. "Well," she finally said, "I suppose I could rearrange things, but it would be a significant inconvenience." Something in her tone made my stomach knot. "What do you mean?" "I think an additional $300 a month would make it worth my while to continue this arrangement." After all, professional childcare would cost you much more. The realization hit like a slap. This wasn't about a forgotten appointment. This was a negotiation tactic using my desperation against me. Are you seriously holding my child hostage for more money? While I'm in the middle of treating critical patients. Don't be so dramatic, Olivia, she scoffed. I'm simply pointing out that my time is valuable. You don't appreciate everything I do for you. Heat flooded my face. I give you $600 every month, money I can barely afford. And we provide childcare 3 days a week. Do you know what agencies charge? Besides, our expenses have gone up. Everything costs more these days. I pressed my forehead against the cool metal of the medication cabinet. So what happens if I can't send more money? You'll just abandon Noah with no warning. I'm not abandoning anyone. I'm simply unavailable today, unless we can come to a new arrangement. Her voice was eerily calm, calculated. I can't believe you're doing this. He's your grandson, and you're his mother. This is your responsibility, not mine. I raised my child already. This is what happens when you make poor life choices, Olivia. Having a baby with a man who wouldn't commit. The cruelty of her words stole my breath. In the background, I heard Noah asking something, his small voice curious and innocent, unaware of the manipulation happening around him. Let me talk to Dad, I demanded. He's not available right now. So, what will it be? Should I expect the additional $300 starting next month? My pager buzzed urgently. Dr. Ramirez needed me back with the cardiac patient. I have to go. Just stay with Noah until I can figure something out. Please. Fine. But we'll need to finalize our new arrangement soon. She hung up without saying goodbye. I leaned against the wall, trying to collect myself. Through the small window, I could see staff rushing around patients, waiting monitors beeping. I had responsibilities here, people depending on me, but my son needed me too. The impossible choice weighed on me as I rejoined the chaos of the ER floor. Throughout the next hour, I made frantic calls during micro breaks. My friend Tasha couldn't help, she was out of town visiting her mother. The backup sitter I sometimes used was already watching other children and couldn't take Noah on short notice. The hospital's employee assistance program offered resources, but nothing immediate. Each dead end increased my panic. Finally, in desperation, I called my father's cell phone, directly, something I rarely did during his work hours. To my surprise, he answered on the second ring. Livy. He only used my childhood nickname when we were alone. I can't really talk right now. Dad, what's going on? Mom says she can't watch Noah suddenly and is demanding more money. I'm stuck at work with critical patients. His voice dropped to a whisper. She told me not to answer if you called. Said it would teach you a lesson. A lesson about what, Dad? I'm in an impossible situation here. I know, sweetheart. I'm sorry. The genuine regret in his voice only made me feel worse. She's been planning this for days, waiting until you'd be at work and couldn't make other arrangements. The betrayal cut deeper, knowing it had been premeditated. Can you help? Can you stay with Noah? She's taken the car keys, said she'll be running errands all day. His voice dropped even lower. I'm so sorry, Livy. I tried to talk her out of it. But not hard enough, I thought bitterly. Never hard enough to actually stand up to her. I have to go, he whispered. She's coming back. The line went dead, leaving me more alone than ever. After explaining the situation to my supervisor, Jenny, I received mixed sympathy and frustration. This is the third family emergency this month, Olivia, she reminded me, though her eyes softened when she saw my distress. But we'll manage somehow. Go take care of your son. The drive to my parents' house was a blur of anger and anxiety. What would this mean for my job? For my reputation at the hospital? For my ability to provide for Noah if my hours were cut? By the time I arrived, my hands were shaking on the steering wheel. My mother answered the door with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "That was quick. I thought you couldn't leave work." I brushed past her to find Noah playing with blocks in the living room. "Hey, buddy, change of plans. We're going home early today." "But Grandpa was going to take me to the park," he protested, lower lip jutting out. "Another day," I said, helping him gather his things, acutely aware of my mother watching every move. "Have you thought about our discussion?" she asked as I zipped up Noah's backpack. I straightened up slowly, meeting her gaze. "We'll talk about it later. Don't wait too long. We need to know if we're continuing this arrangement." The drive home was quiet, except for Noah's occasional questions about why we left early and why I seemed upset. I gave vague answers, not wanting to burden him with adult problems, but my mind was racing with a terrible realization I could no longer trust my own mother with the most precious person in my life. That evening, after Noah was asleep, I called my father again. This time, he answered from his car, speaking in hushed tones. "I had to tell her I was picking up her prescription," he explained. "Livy, there's something you should know. The money you've been sending, it's not all going to rent and bills." My stomach tightened. "What do you mean?" "Your mother has been spending it on other things, shopping mainly. Those designer purses she carries, the new jewelry, that's where your money goes." I sat down heavily on my bed. "But what about the rent? She said you were behind on payments." A long pause. "We were once, but the landlord lowered it after I fixed the plumbing issues myself. We've been paying $350, not $600 for the past year." The betrayal stung like alcohol on an open wound. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I tried once. Remember last Christmas when I mentioned we could reduce your payments? She overheard and created that scene about her medical bills." I did remember. Mom had burst into tears talking about doctor visits and tests, making me feel guilty for even considering sending less money. I'd ended up buying them a new television instead of cutting back financial support. "There's more," Dad continued reluctantly. "She's been saving up for a vacation. Florida. Already booked for next month." Florida. With my money, while I can barely afford Noah's medications. My voice rose sharply before I remembered Noah sleeping in the next room. "I'm so sorry, Livy. I should have told you sooner. You know how she gets. And I was afraid. Afraid of what, Dad? That if you stopped helping us, she'd leave me." The raw vulnerability in his voice made my anger falter momentarily. 40 years together, and I still don't know how to stand up to her. After hanging up with my father, I pulled out my bank statements from the past year, combing through them with growing disbelief. $600 every month directly deposited into their account. $7,200 a year that could have gone toward Noah's future, a better apartment, maybe even occasional help from a professional childcare service. The next morning, I called in sick to work, something I rarely did. I needed time to think, to plan. While Noah was at preschool for the morning, I did more digging. A quick search of my mother's public social media revealed photos of new clothes, expensive restaurant meals, and spa days, all during times when she'd claimed financial hardship. I found credit card statements my mother had accidentally sent to my old email address, showing purchases at high-end department stores and boutiques. One statement included a $750 charge for a weekend at a luxury hotel, the same weekend she'd told me she couldn't watch Noah because she was sick with a terrible migraine. With each discovery, my anger grew, crystallizing into something harder and colder than I'd ever felt before. This wasn't just about money. It was about manipulation, lies, and using my son as a pawn. At noon, I called my mother, my voice steady despite the turmoil inside. "I know about the money, Mom. I know about the reduced rent, the shopping sprees, the planned vacation to Florida." A beat of silence. "I don't know what you're talking about. Dad told me everything, and I found the credit card statements. You've been lying to me for years." Her tone shifted instantly from denial to defense. Well, what did you expect? After everything I've done for you and that child, giving up my freedom, my time, I deserve some compensation. Compensation. I've been giving you $600 every month. Money I could have used for Noah's future. And look how you spend your money. That fancy coffee every morning, those new scrubs, when the old ones were perfectly fine. You're not exactly living in poverty, Olivia. My grip tightened on the phone. My fancy coffee is from the hospital cafeteria and costs $2. My new scrubs were required because the hospital changed suppliers. I've been cutting corners everywhere while you shop at Nordstrom. Don't you dare judge me. After all the sacrifices I made raising you, the opportunities I gave up. This is how you repay me, with accusations and ingratitude. Sacrifices? You mean like the dance lessons you forced me to take because you wanted to be a dancer? Or the advanced placement classes you insisted on because they looked good to your friends? Those weren't sacrifices, Mom. Those were ways to control me. How dare you? I was trying to give you advantages I never had. And this is the thanks I get a daughter who abandons her family the minute things get tough. The hypocrisy was staggering. You literally abandoned your grandson yesterday when I needed you most. You put patients' lives at risk because you wanted to extort more money from me. Extort, such a dramatic word. I simply wanted fair compensation for my time. Fair? You were already getting paid, and you lied about where the money was going. That money was a gift, she snapped. We can use gifts however we want. It wasn't a gift. It was supposed to be for essential expenses, for rent and utilities, not designer purses and vacations. Well, maybe if you'd made better life choices, you wouldn't need to support your parents. Maybe if you'd finished medical school instead of settling for nursing, or if you'd found a decent man instead of getting knocked up. Stop it. My voice had gone dangerously quiet. You don't get to talk about my son that way. Noah is the best thing that ever happened to me. Well, he's certainly complicated your life. And now he's complicating ours too. Something inside me broke at those words, the last thread connecting me to any hope that my mother truly cared about us. We're done here, I said flatly. Don't contact me again unless you're ready to apologize and make amends. Apologize for what? For telling the truth, for expecting basic respect from my daughter. Goodbye, Mom. I hung up, my whole body trembling with emotion. Through the window, I watched a neighbor walking her dog, a woman taking her mail from the box. Normal people doing normal things, while my world tilted on its axis. That evening, Noah was quieter than usual during dinner, pushing his mac and cheese around his plate instead of devouring it as he typically did. What's wrong, buddy? I asked, reaching across to feel his forehead for fever. Are Grandma and Grandpa mad at us? He asked, eyes downcast. My heart squeezed painfully. Why do you think that? Grandma said you were being difficult, and then you came to get me early, and now you look sad. I set my fork down, choosing my words carefully. Sometimes grown-ups disagree about things. It doesn't mean anyone is bad or wrong. It's just complicated. But will I still see Grandpa? He was teaching me how to build a birdhouse. The hopeful note in his voice nearly undid me. I'm sure you'll see Grandpa again soon. We just need a little break from visiting for a while. Because of Grandma's rules. His perception startled me. What rules do you mean? He shrugged his small shoulders. The don't touch rules, and the quiet rules, and the clean up right away rules. They're different from home rules. I hadn't realized how aware he was of the tension at my parents' house, how carefully he'd been navigating my mother's rigid expectations. It made me both sad and angry to think of him walking on eggshells at such a young age. That night, Noah had trouble sleeping. His breathing slightly labored, the beginning of an asthma flare-up triggered by stress. I sat beside his bed, administering his inhaler and rubbing his back in slow circles, wondering how I'd juggle work and childcare now that my safety net had collapsed. The weight of sole responsibility felt crushing in the darkness of his room. After Noah finally fell asleep, I sat at my small kitchen table with a cup of tea gone cold, staring at my budget spreadsheet until the numbers blurred. Cutting out the $600 monthly payment to my parents would help, but finding reliable childcare would likely cost more than that. Taking fewer shifts wasn't an option if we wanted to keep our apartment. Something had to give. The night stretched long as I calculated, planned, and worried. By 3 a.m., my anger had crystallized into resolve. I'd spent years trying to please my mother, years accepting the subtle manipulation and emotional blackmail, years sending money we needed while she spent it on luxuries. It ended now. With shaking hands but steady purpose, I drafted a text message to both my parents. "You're on your own now. I'm done being manipulated and lied to. All financial support stops immediately. I'll be making other arrangements for Noah's care." Before I could second-guess myself, I opened my banking app and canceled all automatic payments to their account. Then I found the landlord's contact information in an old email and composed a message explaining that I would no longer be contributing to my parents' rent effective immediately. Finally, I blocked my mother's number, leaving my father's active but silencing notifications. If he wanted to reach out independently, that door would remain slightly ajar, but I wouldn't subject myself to more of my mother's verbal abuse or manipulation. As dawn broke, I felt simultaneously lighter and heavier, free from one burden, but faced with new challenges. I called the hospital's HR department when they opened at 8 a.m., explaining my childcare crisis and requesting information about emergency childcare services and schedule adjustments. Barbara in HR was surprisingly understanding. "You're not the first nurse with a childcare emergency, Olivia. We can temporarily adjust your schedule to more evening shifts when your son is sleeping, and a sitter might be easier to find. And there's a childcare subsidy program you might qualify for now that you're not supporting your parents." By mid-morning, I'd contacted 3 different childcare providers that offered extended hours for healthcare workers. The cost was daunting, $485 weekly for after-school care, plus evening coverage 3 days a week. But without the drain of supporting my parents, it might just be manageable. I also registered for extra shifts in the coming weeks, including some weekend overnight hours when a neighbor college student could stay at our apartment while Noah slept. It would mean seeing less of my son and exhausting myself further, but it was temporary until our finances stabilized. By afternoon, my phone was lighting up with messages from unknown numbers, my mother trying to reach me from friends' phones after realizing I'd blocked her. I deleted them without reading, focusing instead on preparing Noah's favorite dinner and helping him with a science project about dinosaurs. This time, together, felt precious, now that I knew it would soon be more limited. The fallout came quickly. My aunt called that evening, her voice tight with disapproval. "Your mother is beside herself, Olivia. How could you cut them off without warning after everything they've done for you?" I explained the situation calmly, including the financial deception and the childcare ultimatum. My aunt's tone shifted slightly, though she still urged reconciliation. "Family is family. You'll regret burning bridges." "I'm protecting my son and myself," I replied firmly. "That's my priority now." Similar calls followed from other relatives, each expressing shock at my sudden cruelty to my parents. Few seemed interested in hearing my side of the story. It hurt, but also reinforced my decision. The family dynamic had always centered around appeasing my mother, never questioning her version of events. My father left voicemails, his voice tired and sad. "Livy, please talk to me. I know you're upset, and you have every right to be. Just don't shut me out completely. I miss Noah. And you." Those messages were harder to ignore, but I held firm to my boundaries. I couldn't risk allowing him back in, only to have him serve as a conduit for my mother's manipulation. Days passed in a blur of work-childcare arrangements and adapting to our new normal. I took extra nursing shifts, came home exhausted, slept while Noah was at school, and treasured our evenings together, even when my eyes burned with fatigue. We ate simpler meals, canceled our streaming subscriptions, and I started cutting Noah's hair myself instead of taking him to the children's salon. The hardest part was seeing Noah's confusion about the sudden changes. "When are we visiting Grandma and Grandpa?" he would ask occasionally, especially when seeing a toy or book they'd given him. "Not for a while, buddy," I'd answer, trying to keep my tone light. "We're having our own adventures now." My mother's attempts to contact me grew more aggressive, then tapered off. My father's became more plaintive, then resigned. The family gossip mill churned with distant relatives, taking sides in a conflict they barely understood. Through it all, I focused on rebuilding our life with stronger boundaries and greater independence. As the weeks passed, I developed new routines and support systems. The hospital's parent network connected me with 2 other single mothers in healthcare, and we began sharing childcare during overlapping shifts. Maria's daughter was 8 and loved playing teacher with Noah, while Keisha's son shared Noah's dinosaur obsession, making playdates easy to arrange. I joined a budget coaching program through my credit union, finding small ways to trim expenses I hadn't even recognized as unnecessary. Meal prepping on Sundays saved both money and time during hectic weeknights. A clothing swap with other nurses refreshed my wardrobe without spending a dime. Noah adapted to the new childcare arrangements better than I'd feared. Ms. Patrice, the after-school provider, had a warm personality and genuine interest in children's development. Her home-based program included only 4 kids, giving Noah more individual attention than he'd received from my increasingly disinterested mother. "Ms. Patrice helped me write a whole story about T-Rex today," he announced one evening, proudly displaying a booklet with wobbly handwriting and colorful crayon illustrations. "And she didn't even say my letters were messy." The subtle comparison to my mother's criticism wasn't lost on me. I realized Noah had been absorbing more of her negative energy than I'd recognized. His health improved too. The asthma attacks became less frequent, which his doctor attributed to reduced stress. "Kids are like sponges for emotional tension," Dr. Watkins explained during his checkup. "They may not understand adult conflicts, but their bodies respond to them." My co-workers noticed the change in me as well. "You seem lighter somehow," Jenny commented during a rare quiet moment in the ER. "More present, less like you're being pulled in different directions." I was sleeping better despite working more hours. The constant background anxiety of appeasing my mother had lifted, leaving more mental space for the things that truly mattered. 3 weeks after our confrontation, I received a text from an unfamiliar number. "It's Dad, new phone. Can we meet somewhere? Just the 2 of us? Please." After deliberation, I agreed to coffee at a neutral location during Noah's school hours. My father looked older somehow, his shoulders more hunched when he shuffled into the cafe. "Thank you for coming," he said, eyes downcast. "I wasn't sure you would." "I almost didn't," I admitted, keeping my tone even. "What did you want to talk about?" He wrapped gnarled fingers around his coffee mug. "First, to apologize, for my part in all this. For not being honest about the money. For not standing up to your mother when she was unfair to you and Noah." I nodded, acknowledging, but not immediately forgiving. "And to tell you, things have changed at home. Your mother is angry, of course. Blames you entirely. But without your financial support, she's had to cut back on her shopping, her lunches with friends. It's been tense." "I'm sorry for your discomfort," I said carefully. "But that's not my responsibility anymore." I know. He raised a placating hand. "I'm not asking you to reconsider the money. Actually, I wanted to ask, could I still see Noah sometimes, Maybe take him to the park on weekends. I miss him terribly. The naked longing in his voice tugged at my heart. I don't know, Dad. I need to be sure you won't use that time to try to manipulate the situation on Mom's behalf. He looked up, then a flash of something like dignity crossing his features. I've moved out of the bedroom. Been sleeping in the spare room since all this happened. Started talking to a counselor at the senior center about how I've enabled her behavior all these years. This was unexpected. In 40 years of marriage, I'd never known my father to take such a stand. She doesn't know I'm meeting you today, he continued, and I won't tell her if you don't want me to. This isn't about her. It's about my relationship with my grandson, and with you. We talked for another hour, setting clear boundaries and expectations. He would see Noah once a week, always returning him at the agreed time. He would not bring gifts without checking with me first. He would never disparage me to Noah, nor pressure me about reconciling with my mother. I can't promise I'll get everything right, he said as we prepared to leave. I've spent a lifetime giving in to keep the peace, but I'm trying to change Livy, for Noah's sake, and for mine. As he hugged me goodbye, I felt a flicker of hope that at least this relationship might be salvaged from the wreckage. My father kept his promises in the weeks that followed. He took Noah to the park, helped with his reading, even attended his t-ball game, cheering enthusiastically from the sidelines. Noah flourished under the positive attention, coming home with stories about Grandpa's special sandwich or Grandpa's funny jokes. My mother, meanwhile, escalated her attempts to regain control. She sent a formal letter demanding repayment of loans she claimed to have given me years ago, money that had always been presented as gifts for Noah's birthday or Christmas. She contacted my supervisor at the hospital, claiming concern about my mental state and fitness to practice nursing. Thankfully, Jenny knew the situation and dismissed the call for what it was: retaliation. The most disturbing incident occurred when my mother showed up at Noah's preschool, attempting to pick him up without authorization. The school's strict security protocols prevented her from succeeding, and I immediately added her to the no pickup list, explaining to the sympathetic director that we were estranged due to safety concerns. Through each challenge, I maintained my boundaries, documenting everything in case legal intervention became necessary. The woman who had intimidated me for decades now seemed smaller somehow, her tactics transparent and increasingly desperate. I wasn't the same person who had accepted her manipulation all those years. Motherhood and hardship had forged me into someone stronger, someone who could protect both myself and my child. As December approached, the first Christmas without my parents loomed as both a relief and a challenge. Noah had always spent Christmas Eve at their house, opening presents and baking cookies with my mother while I prepared for our smaller celebration on Christmas Day. Will Santa know we're not at Grandma's house this year? Noah asked as we hung paper snowflakes in our apartment windows. Santa knows exactly where every child lives, I assured him. And we can start our own special traditions this year. We made a paper chain countdown to Christmas, each link containing a small activity, making gingerbread men, driving to see holiday lights, watching a Christmas movie with hot chocolate. Our decorations were modest, mostly handmade or from the dollar store, but Noah approached each project with enthusiasm. My father continued his weekly visits, now bringing books about holiday traditions around the world and helping Noah make a pinecone bird feeder for our tiny balcony. He carefully avoided mentioning my mother or their usual Christmas gatherings, focusing instead on creating new memories. The final week before Christmas brought unexpected financial strain when Noah's asthma flared up, requiring an emergency medication refill not fully covered by insurance. The $180 charge depleted the small cushion I'd built up for holiday expenses. I scaled back my gift plans, focusing on one special present, a dinosaur encyclopedia he'd been coveting, and a few small stocking stuffers. My mother's Christmas card arrived 3 days before the holiday, containing a formal studio portrait of her and my father, clearly taken before their current difficulties, and a note that read simply, "Family should be together at Christmas. Don't punish your father and Noah because of your stubbornness." I recycled it without showing Noah. Christmas Eve was quiet. Noah and I baked star-shaped cookies, watched animated holiday specials, and read The Night Before Christmas twice before he finally fell asleep, vibrating with excitement. I stayed up late wrapping the few presents and arranging them under our small tree, wondering if I'd done enough to make the holiday special without the grandparent traditions he was used to. I was brewing coffee Christmas morning, watching the sunrise paint the sky pink, when a knock came at the door. Cautious after my mother's previous attempts to insert herself, I checked the peephole before opening it. My father stood there, arms laden with wrapped packages, his breath making clouds in the cold morning air. "Merry Christmas, Livy. I hope it's okay that I came." I hesitated only briefly before letting him in. "Noah will be thrilled to see you. He's still sleeping." Dad set the gifts down carefully. "These aren't extravagant, I promise. Just things I thought he'd like. And..." He pulled out a smaller package from his coat pocket. "Something for you." "Dad, you didn't need to." "Please." His eyes were earnest. "It's been a hard year for all of us. Let me do this small thing." As he removed his coat, I noticed how much weight he'd lost, how his wedding ring now looked loose on his finger. "How are things at home?" I asked, pouring him coffee. He sipped before answering. "I've moved out, actually, last week. Got a small studio apartment near the senior center. It's not much, but it's peaceful." The news stunned me. "You left Mom after 40 years. He nodded slowly. "Should have done it sooner, maybe, for both our sakes. She's not happy, Livy. Hasn't been for years. Nothing was ever enough, not the house, the car, the vacations, the shopping. And I enabled it all, thinking I could somehow fill whatever emptiness was driving her." "I'm sorry," I said, meaning it despite everything. "That must have been difficult." "Hardest thing I've ever done," he admitted. "Except watching how she treated you and Noah. That was harder." We heard the patter of small feet, and Noah appeared in the doorway, hair tousled from sleep. His eyes widened at the sight of his grandfather. "Grandpa, you came for Christmas." He launched himself across the room into my father's arms. "Wouldn't miss it, buddy." Dad's voice was thick with emotion as he hugged Noah tight. The morning unfolded with present opening and pancake making. Noah was delighted with both his gifts from me and the carefully chosen books, art supplies, and building set from his grandfather. The apartment filled with the sounds of his excited chatter and the Christmas music playing softly from my phone. My father's gift to me turned out to be a small velvet box containing my grandmother's pearl earrings. "She wanted you to have these," he explained. "I should have given them to you years ago, but your mother, well, that doesn't matter now." As Noah played with his new toys, Dad lowered his voice. "There's something else. I've started a savings account for Noah. Been putting money aside from my retirement checks, not much, but it's growing. For college or whatever he needs someday." "Dad, you don't have to." "I want to. Should have been doing it all along instead of letting your mother spend everything on herself. I can't make up for the past, but I can do better going forward." After breakfast, we were surprised by another knock at the door. This time, I found Maria and her daughter Elena, along with Keisha and her son Jamal, bearing a dish of homemade lasagna and a plate of cookies. "No one should be alone on Christmas," Maria explained, her accent thickening with emotion. "We are all working mamas, we are family now." The apartment became crowded and noisy as the children played with Noah's new toys, and the adults shared stories of holidays past and hopes for the year ahead. My father, initially reserved, soon found himself explaining the rules of checkers to Jamal and admiring Elena's detailed drawings. Just as we were about to serve lunch, a final knock came. When I opened the door, I found my mother standing there, an elaborate gift bag in hand. Her hair was perfectly styled, her makeup flawless, but her eyes held an unfamiliar vulnerability. "May I come in?" she asked, her voice lacking its usual authoritative tone. That depends, I said evenly. Why are you here? It's Christmas. I wanted to see my grandson. She peered past me, spotting my father sitting with the children. Her expression tightened momentarily before smoothing out again. And to talk to you. Privately. I stepped into the hallway, pulling the door nearly closed behind me. Noah is having a good day with friends and his grandfather. I'm not going to disrupt that with tension or arguments. I'm not here to argue. She shifted uncomfortably. Your father leaving has been illuminating. It's made me reconsider certain things. Like using my son as leverage or lying about where my money was going for years. She flinched. I know you're angry. You have reason to be. But it's Christmas, Olivia. Can't we set that aside just for today? The woman before me seemed smaller somehow, less certain than the mother who had dominated my life with her demands and disapproval. For a moment, I felt a flicker of pity. I can't just pretend everything is fine, I said finally. Too much has happened. Noah doesn't need confusion about boundaries right now. So that's it. I'm just cut out of your lives forever over money. It was never just about money, Mom. It was about respect, honesty, and treating Noah with the love he deserves, not as a bargaining chip. When you're ready to acknowledge that and make real changes, we can talk about rebuilding our relationship. But not today, not as a Christmas quick fix. She straightened her shoulders, some of her old demeanor returning. Fine. At least give him his present. I picked it out special. I accepted the gift bag, noticing the expensive retailer's logo. I'll need to check what it is first. No extravagant gifts designed to make me look bad by comparison. It's a dinosaur building set, she said stiffly. He mentioned wanting it last time I saw him. I nodded. I'll make sure he gets it. Merry Christmas, Mom. As she turned to go, she paused. Robert says he's not coming back, that it's over after 40 years. I'm sorry to hear that, I said, meaning it despite everything. But that's between you and him. Is he happier now? The question seemed to surprise even her. I considered my answer carefully. He seems more at peace. She nodded once sharply, then walked away, her heels clicking on the hallway floor. Inside the apartment was warm with laughter and conversation. Noah sat on my father's lap, explaining the intricate details of his new dinosaur encyclopedia, while Keisha and Maria arranged food on the small dining table. It wasn't the Christmas I'd imagined months ago, but somehow it felt more authentic, more meaningful than any holiday before. Everything okay? My father asked quietly when I rejoined them. Yes, I said, surprising myself by meaning it. Everything is as it should be. Later, after our guests had left and Noah was playing contentedly, my father helped me wash dishes, a comfortable silence between us. Thank you, I said finally, for standing up for us, for making different choices. He nodded, understanding the weight of my words. I should have done it years ago, but I was afraid of being alone. Turns out, being alone isn't nearly as bad as being with someone who makes you feel alone. As evening fell, Noah fell asleep on the couch, surrounded by new toys and the remnants of Christmas cookies. My father prepared to leave for his new apartment, promising to return the following weekend. We'll be okay, won't we? I asked, as he hugged me goodbye, suddenly feeling like a little girl again, seeking reassurance. He looked around the small apartment at Noah sleeping peacefully, at the modest tree with its paper decorations, at the evidence of our new extended family in the leftover food and small gifts. More than okay, he said firmly. You've built something real here, Livy. Something that can't be bought or controlled or taken away. That's what family should be. As I closed the door behind him, I felt a sense of completion, of cycles broken and new beginnings possible. The road ahead wouldn't be easy, single parenthood never is, but for the first time, I felt fully capable of walking it on my own terms, with healthy relationships supporting rather than draining us. I sat beside my sleeping son, gently brushing hair from his forehead, filled with gratitude for the painful clarity this year had brought. Sometimes, the greatest gift is the courage to draw boundaries, to say enough, to choose peace over false harmony. For Noah, for my father, and especially for myself, that was a Christmas miracle worth celebrating. 6 months have passed since that transformative Christmas day. Spring bloomed into summer, bringing new routines and unexpected blessings to our lives. Noah completed kindergarten with flying colors, his confidence growing as steadily as his height. His teacher, Ms. Rodriguez, commented on his emerging leadership skills and how he helps other children feel included, qualities I hope stem from the resilience he's learning through our journey. Our apartment feels different now. I've repainted the walls in cheerful colors, rearranged furniture to create more space, and added plants that Noah helps water each morning. These small changes reflect the larger transformation in our lives, creating an environment truly our own, free from the shadow of obligation and guilt that once hung over us. My job at the hospital has stabilized into a more predictable schedule. The child care network I formed with Maria and Keisha has expanded to include 2 other healthcare workers, allowing us all more flexibility with shifts. The director of nursing even approached me about a leadership position opening in the fall, a validation of my skills I might not have pursued when my confidence was undermined by my mother's constant criticism. Noah's asthma episodes have decreased dramatically now, rare enough that his pediatrician has reduced his daily medication. Dr. Watkins credits reduced stress levels, though Noah insists it's because of the special breathing exercises Grandpa taught him. My father has become a steady presence in our lives, reliable and supportive, without overstepping. He takes Noah every Saturday afternoon, returning him promptly as promised, with stories of adventures at museums, parks, or the public library. He's found volunteer work at a local elementary school, reading to children whose parents work long hours, and joined a support group for late-in-life divorcees that he says has helped him understand the dynamics of his marriage more clearly. I spent decades thinking Sandra's happiness was my responsibility, he told me over coffee recently. Turns out, nobody can fill another person's emptiness if they won't acknowledge it themselves. News of my mother comes sporadically through extended family. After my father filed for divorce, she sold most of her designer items to maintain her lifestyle, briefly moved in with my aunt before conflicts arose, and recently took a part-time job at the very department store where she once shopped extravagantly. According to my cousin, she still blames everyone but herself for her circumstances, though occasionally expresses regret about losing access to Noah. I've had moments of doubt and guilt, especially when Noah occasionally asks about his grandmother. I explain in age-appropriate terms that sometimes adults need time out from each other, just like kids do, and that loving someone doesn't always mean being with them, especially when the relationship isn't healthy. My therapy sessions have helped me recognize patterns I was repeating from childhood: people-pleasing, avoiding conflict, measuring my worth through others' approval. Breaking these patterns hasn't been easy, but each small victory strengthens my resolve. Last month, I successfully negotiated a schedule change at work without apologizing 10 times or feeling guilty for asking for what I needed. Progress that might seem small to others, but felt monumental to me. Our financial situation has improved steadily. Without the drain of supporting my parents, I've established an emergency fund and started a modest college account for Noah. We still budget carefully, but there's occasional room for small luxuries: a Saturday matinee movie, new sneakers with lights that make Noah beam with pride, ingredients for more complex recipes I've wanted to try. One unexpected development came through my father's counselor, who encouraged him to review financial records from his marriage. He discovered my mother had opened credit cards in his name, accumulating significant debt he hadn't known about. After consulting a lawyer, he was able to separate these liabilities during the divorce proceedings. As part of his personal amends to me, he's now paying for Noah's after-school program 2 days a week, not out of obligation, but genuine desire to support us. The most profound change has been internal. The constant background hum of anxiety that accompanied thoughts of my mother, wondering if I'd said the wrong thing, sent enough money, called often enough, has faded to silence. In its place is a steady confidence in my decisions, my parenting, my worth, independent of others' approval. Last week, I received a letter from my mother, the first direct communication in months. Unlike her previous messages filled with accusations and demands, this one contained something resembling acknowledgement. "I miss Noah. I'm seeing a counselor now. She says I need to recognize how my actions affected you. I'm trying to understand." No apology, no request to reconcile, just that simple statement. I haven't decided how or whether to respond. Healing isn't linear, and genuine change takes time to prove itself. For now, I'm content to observe from a distance, maintaining the boundaries that have brought such peace to our lives. This weekend, Noah and I are meeting my father at the community garden where he's rented a small plot. We'll plant tomatoes and zucchini, simple vegetables that Noah can help tend and harvest. It's a small thing, but symbolic of what we're all learning, that nurturing growth requires patience, consistent care, and sometimes removing what doesn't serve the garden's health. The journey from that desperate phone call in the hospital medication room to today has taught me that sometimes the hardest decisions lead to the greatest freedom. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's an act of self-preservation and ultimately of love. By refusing to participate in unhealthy patterns, I've made space for healthier relationships to flourish. My mother once told me I'd regret standing up for myself, that family loyalty should trump all other considerations. What she never understood is that true family, whether related by blood or chosen through friendship, supports your growth rather than stifling it, celebrates your independence rather than punishing it. Noah deserves to grow up seeing his mother respected and respecting herself. He deserves relationships based on genuine care rather than obligation or manipulation. By breaking the cycle of emotional control that dominated my childhood, I'm giving him the freedom to build his own identity without the burden of generational dysfunction. As I watch him playing in the summer sunshine, inventing elaborate stories for his dinosaur figures, I feel profound gratitude for the painful clarity last Christmas brought. Sometimes the greatest gifts arrive wrapped in challenging packages. Sometimes saying, "You're on your own now," is really saying, "I'm choosing us first." And that perhaps is the most important lesson of all. Have you ever had to set boundaries with family members for your own well-being? It's one of the hardest decisions we face as adults. Share your experience in the comments below, and remember that choosing your peace doesn't make you selfish. It makes you strong. If this story resonated with you, please hit the like button and subscribe to hear more journeys of resilience and growth. Thank you for listening to my story today, and remember, sometimes the family we choose creates the strongest foundation for healing.